I guess, have an even more dominant win than a 2-0, if that's how it goes, or it's going to give Dreams&Magic just more games to get that vital experience against one of the best teams in the world.
Well, only just 45 seconds into the game are Crazy Clawz able to get themselves the first kill. So clearly the Dreams&Magic guys, they seem to be playing a little bit defensive, cherishing their lives a lot, which is absolutely what you should be doing in a game mode like this. But let's see. Nyx will go down eventually, and Clawz will secure his first frag also. Whoa!
What a shot.
Oh. Even from a piercing sight standard, that was a pixel there.
Yeah, for sure. It's like you can still see the outline of the models, but seeing the map itself can be a bit tricky, and there was a lot of obstructions there.
Well, we've got the Dreams&Magic guys holding in pillar rooms at the moment, trying not to give up too many angles. I mean, they're clearly like respecting the aim a lot, trying to isolate these targets a bit, but they're not on the board yet. I'm going to go over to Silencep, who's sub 90, but has some health bubbles to work with. Clawz gets himself a kill on Wiser, finds the Megas up over the other side of the map.
That should be a very easy frag for Silencep. Of course, it will be. No damage returned. This is a 5-0 so far. And I think these guys are so good at aiming. I don't want to jinx it. Obviously, I know he missed right. I said that. But if someone's out of position, I think the best, if you're really good at aiming in this kind of game mode, someone being out of position will never go unpunished. And this is a completely free power-up.
Yeah, absolutely. There was some pressure from Nyx at the end over there to try and get something done, but the Heavy's not going to be taken at all. That is going to go to Clawz instead. He's got himself 2 now with the quad. They got themselves 2 kills leading up to the quad, so it's kind of like a +4 net at the moment. Found Nyx. Toad looks to get the flick rail, but Wiser does shut him down and secure the first kill for Dreams&Magic.
Now, only a little bit of quad left. That's the thing. If you're going to lose the power-up, at least lose it when there's not much of it left to go. Wiser, of course, very, very good rocket there. But there's no one nearby for him to get one extra. Good shot, but he needs more.
Yeah, keep on putting the pressure on. That heavy machine gunner, the damage adds up so quickly. But if you're going with rail, at least you can sneak back on those angles. And I like that they got these totems as well on the side.
That was double, right? It looked like it was 2.
I think so, yeah. Getting a kill on Clawz.
Yeah, of course. Wow.
Clawz getting greedy.
The thing is, if you're the thing about the Crazy Clowns not having a lot of deaths is that some of these totem placements, I think, from Dreams&Magic are going to be a lot better, because some of these positions you're only going to be able to go near them if you die and you spawn near the totems. But if you're not going to be dying, it's unlikely you're going to be going down there. So those totems are going to be basically free health.
I liked what we had leading up to the pillar room before that 2-0 before Crazy Clowns came in. We saw Nyx and Wiser supporting each other a lot. I would like to see them keep doing those plays. Keep staying behind you. Do not stray away, because if you want to be successful in this and get these trades, you need to be getting the 2v1s as often as you can.
I'm about to say, if Clawz wins that 1v1 when he was taken by so much free damage before he even had the right weapon selected, that would have been insane.
And a 2 for nothing we just saw from them there, so that's great work from Dreams&Magic. Nyx is on his own. He should not be here. He's going to get out. He might have got himself the heavy, but still, no point in doing that. Stick with your teammate all the way.
They're coming up behind. Wiser's getting completely pincered in here. Are they going to be able to get the protection? I mean, he's taken so much damage. Just needed an extra second, but Crazy Clowns are not going to grant it. Clawz having protection. Plenty of it left to work with. Those 2 health bubbles make that 4 health bubbles. He's very, very near full health, and that's unfortunate. Wiser is absolutely going to be dead there. No way he's getting away.
Great jump as well. Lovely work from Clawz there, picking up a 2 for nothing. Obviously, protection being a great aid for him. And he's found the 2 other players.
Oh my god.
First rocket does nothing, but this is the LG, and he is not going to be letting go of your hitbox.
There's no reason for Clawz to be afraid, so why not just jump into these guys? What a fantastic... And another one! What? That was mad.
Oh, Nyx with the air rocket there at the end. Lovely work from him, but Wiser is so weak. So is Nyx, and he misses his jump up as well, but there is the heavy. Stares over at it wantingly. Oh, what a combo just then. Silencep gets the 2 for 1, but an impressive teamwork still.
We are seeing some moments of greatness from Dreams&Magic. It's just, I think it's a level of consistency, right? Crazy Clowns, they've been consistently strong since, you know, a second after this round has begun. Yeah,
it's been a bit, the good plays have been a bit too scattered between Dreams&Magic. They, as you say, good moments. I like seeing them playing together from time to time, but they need to do that more and more. Silencep and Clawz are just oozing with confidence in their aim and in their game and everything. and they don't look like they're going to be shut down anytime soon.
Going up against a team like Crazy Clowns, you always feel like, you know, they're so good at the game that to defeat them, it demands absolute perfection in gameplay. And just, even while we're just having these conversations, they're just missing nothing, Zoot.
It's just gorgeous though, right? This is what you want to see. You want to be seeing people hitting shots like this, and want to see what some of the best in the world are capable of. This guy that we're spectating right now is a double world champion.
I mean, yeah, we can't forget that, right? Clawz was like the champion of champions in 2017. Oh, that's a double. And he just fired the rocket just in case they got knocked through the teleporter. I mean, little things like that. They have got quad though. Silencep misses the rail. This should be a free frag.
Does find him in the end, which is nice work. Oh, sorry, I'll go back over to Weisel. Oh, missing out the rail. Getting the machine gun out would be nice. He's trying to go for these really difficult flicks. I mean, he's trying to execute some hard shots over there. And if he went for the machine gun instead, he would have cleaned up that kill.
He wasn't ready for Silencep, who was right next to him. I think he'd heard the jump pad and was just convinced that is where the enemy is, to my left. Was not ready for Silencep in that doorway at all.
I think the difference that you're going to be seeing between the Dreams&Magic guys and the Crazy Clowns is really weapon selection in different scenarios. When there's an opportunity to do damage, you know, from different distances, parts of the map, etc., if it's not going to be covered by a weapon like the rail or the LG or the rocket, they're going to be switching to that machine gun a lot more often. And that's something that a lot of players really aren't used to doing still, getting that damage output with either HMG or MG. I think Dreams&Magic are still trying to find those moments to deal that DPS.
Yeah, I feel like that's about high level, right? Is optimization at all times.
And the Crazy Clowns, and I think also the Ice Climbers respectively, it's something they train a lot.
And they play with each other regularly. So of course they're going to be able to, I think, lend each other that kind of assistance in terms of just talking about it, getting familiar with it. They play over and over and over against the same people. Weisel caught. There's, almost denied the Mega, but not quite. Silencep backing off, understandably.
We've got a power-up coming up fairly soon. Well, Clawz does get himself killed. Let's see what he's doing. Silencep in a fight also. Clawz is just going for these vicious flicks. He's going to have whiplash like in his hand somehow. I don't know how it works, but you know what I mean.
Yep. I tried to go for one of those charged rails, of which he gets another one.
Power up in a second. He's missing his rails, and he's just the standing still dodge.
Standing perfect. I mean, like, that's some of my favorite dodges, where literally you just don't move.
And it's like if someone's waiting for their rail to load up, it's like, well, why am I wasting my time ADing? ADing is just stand still and chill out.
All right, Weiser has got access to this protection, so Silencep, not much he can do there. Clawz as well, of course. Plenty of stack left too. If you can catch them on some good spawns, they might get somewhat back in the fight. The problem is, the divide between kills is massive. Now, Dreams&Magic, they've made this kind of comeback before. They did make this on Awoken, but you could definitely say that the odds are a little bit more stacked against them with the team they're against today.
They're getting themselves a few kills at the moment. They're trying to make things very respectable. Up to 18 now. Things looked worse before. And this is good. Piercing sight out. Another great rail. This is nice to see from Weiser. Picks up another rail. One more surely for the kill, but he narrowly misses that. Now going for the machine gun. A great switch from him. But he's got Clawz on his back.
That one,
that's painful.
I think that one missed rail for the time it took from the swap to the heavy machine gun and get some damage was enough time to allow Clawz to just get back into the fight. Yeah. You know, Clawz wouldn't have been there had he hit the rail, and then he was able to get out of that bad situation.
Oh my god. Can he get the kill? Oh! Mid-air as well.
My word.
One more?
Sick. Give us another one, Clawz. Thank you very much.
And you can see some of the weapon changes he's doing to the machine gun. It's so instinctive. It's so quick. When he hasn't got that rail gun out, it's just switch. Okay, you know, quick bit of sort of semi-hit scan. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there from Clawz. Actually, he's shooting the ground. I mean, obviously, he was trying to go for one of those grounded shots. But with the divide of the kills they have, I don't think he's going to be too worried about that kind of mistake.
Ooh. Oh, off the spawn.
Well, yeah, it's funny that I should mention, fresh off a respawn, you're probably likely to encounter those totems. Because they've not been dying a huge amount, the chance of them spawning and seeing these totems is actually a lot less.
Yeah, true. Good point, actually. Let's switch. Oops, sorry, I'm going back and forth a little bit here. Go over to Clawz. We've got quad coming up.
I wonder what he's going to do, actually. Yeah, they are not ready for him to be behind there. They are able to shut him down.
Oh,
good
nice.
Double.
Good job, Nick. So they were set up much earlier on the power-up. Just then, it was very much a last-second attack happening from Silencep and Clawz.
But unfortunately, with the health he's got, actually, it's It might be a tiny bit risky him actually going for that heavy, but fortunately no one was nearby. And the support from Weiser, of course. Only 4 more frags required though, and then we're going to be going to this next map.
He needs to help out his teammate. I mean, go forward, go for some kills. He's been over on this sort of bridge side of the map and has not gotten a lot. And
oh, the quad runs out right as he lands the rail.
Weiser's gone down twice during the period of having his quad. I'd love to see Nyx and Weiser just sync up a little bit. Good rocket into LG, but really the positive effects of quad have gone now. And I'm going to stick with the Crazy Clowns as they just need 1 more kill to lock down map 1 in the final.
And it could be either one of them, I think, taking it. They're sticking together because they have to, but they can afford to just get a trade now. Heavy machine gun, their accuracy is insane. Look, Clawz already using his mobility to try and come around behind. They've been completely pincered in. 1 more frag is more than likely, but Clawz gets taken out. So they're alive for now.
Room for the Dreams&Magic guys to get themselves over to the 30 mark. Trying to get the nail gun to connect a little bit. LG, Nyx does do good damage. And there's going to be Silencep up at the top, but the last kill is locked down. And that is going to be Crazy Clowns, the crazy boys.
Taking map number 1, Zoo. Map number 1. Now, I think it was definitely a slow start from Dreams&Magic there. There's no getting around that.
Oh, yeah.
But they did start to wake up a little bit throughout the round. I think a slow start from them is not really anything to, I think, be too upset about. This is 3 out of 5 territory, so they've got plenty of time left to make these adjustments. But right at the end, you know, when we saw, right, they've got quad, are they going to be able to make something happen? But in that situation, because Nyx was spending so much time, obviously, trying to get some like equipment, trying to get some weaponry and stuff, wasn't really doing much in terms of combat, while Weiser was getting picked off. And I think the Crazy Clowns guys were more than happy just picking off the weaker target that doesn't have quad. Just let him have quad, whatever. As long as we kill his teammate, it doesn't matter. We have like a few frags, who cares?
No, indeed. I mean, it started off with a sort of 10 to 13 frag deficit, and you could see with the way the scores ended up, actually, they were a bit closer to each other going on in the last 10 minutes, basically, beyond the first 2 minutes of the game. So Dreams&Magic definitely did do as bad as it looked, but I would like to see them kind of get off to a start early on.
So our second map is going to be Ruins of Sarnath.
Yes.
Always excited to see this map, particularly in grand finals. It was a wonderful display when we saw Ice Climbers and Crazy Clowns in this map. A really, really fun map. By far, I think one of the most enjoyable maps that we've seen today.
Yes.
And a big part of that is because of just the great movement, the great aiming of the Crazy Clowns guys. I wonder if we're going to see that again in grand finals. Confidence
the great aiming
really...
and moving from Crazy Clowns?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to get that. But the thing, what I'm wondering is if Dreams&Magic are going to be able to keep pushing forward, like they were doing in the semi-finals when they were kind of pushed into a corner. They managed to fight their way out. I want to see Dreams&Magic doing that.
And that, of course, will just come down to how the start goes, I think, because so many frags went unreturned on that first map. I think even though Dreams&Magic were doing so well, because by the end of it, it was closer, as you mentioned. But there really was no getting around, I think, how much of a heavy hit that difference made at the beginning. If it happens again...
What happened at the beginning, really, is it looked like the Weiser and Nyx, they had incurred some damage early on. They're both like, right, we need to heal up, we need to survive. They're crawling around the lower parts of the map, the mid-floors, trying to pick up the health bubbles. They're not really doing anything together. They were more like both of them desperate for survival. Whereas if they were both kind of lowish HP, but they went together, if on Silencep or on Clawz, if they were ever just on their own, they could probably have had a more of an effect. But let's do this. Map 2 beginning. I'm on Silencep to start with. Let's see what we get.
Already a nice little rail there. First frag goes to Crazy Clowns again. So you kind of have to ask the question, is this amazing start going to just come back? Is it going to rear its ugly head?
What I was saying just then, they were together at least at the beginning, so even though they didn't get themselves the kill, they're trying to at least put the pressure on. But this time, they focus-fired Silencep after they'd done the damage to Clawz at the beginning, and so they've kind of had to restart their work a little bit. Definitely a better start from Dreams&Magic, but still not the better outcome yet.
As another 2v1. Actually, kind of surprising to see that 2v1. Nyx just completely left to his own devices, and Weiser was way too late to the fight.
Ouch, painful stuff so far. Now it's looking same as before, but hey, we've got Weiser coming in. He's done well over there. They've managed to get off onto the scoreboard earlier than Blood Covenant now.
I think you may look at 6 frags unreturned before Dreams&Magic get 1, but it's definitely different to, I think, like the 30 nod I think we saw on Blood Covenant.
Yes, it was a lot.
Weiser has to be so careful. Oh my god!
Hello.
Hello. Good shot. Needs a bit more than that, though.
They're both above.
They might be sitting ducks down here. They really have to get down towards heavy, and it's no wonder they've tried to go for a little bit more of an advantage down
They're going to be attacked.
underground.
Silencep and Clawz know the timing. Do they want to keep pressuring?
Oh my god.
That was a disgusting rail.
I think I heard everything. I heard every ounce of that sound effect.
Now, we've got the power-up that's incoming. Silencep's killed himself. A good rail
shot
from Wiser. He's going to keep landing them as well. Machine gun coming his direction, but that is Clawz.
I want to know how much health Clawz had. You know, after 2 of those rails, basically 50 HP. That's not the weakest you could be, I think. I was surprised to see Clawz survive that.
Where's the power-up? There we are. Silencep has managed to get it in the end. He's got some pressure from a plasma holder, but he's going to get himself a double regardless. He finds another off the spawn. He's only got the starting machine gun, but he's still getting frags.
Absolutely wonderful aim. It felt like every single shot connected there. That's a rail. He must have heard it. Yeah, you need to stay out of there, mate. Of course, Wiser, he's not going to stick a limb out.
The problem for Silencer, though, he's actually running out of ammunition even on the starting machine gun then. He's now re-energized with the algae, but Quad has gone.
Yeah, there's that pincer. And understandably, Silencep is completely turning around. Anticipating the movement, right?
Yep.
If they're going to run away, let's just head him off. If not, who cares? He's separated from his teammate. Oh, what a rocket.
Oh, looks for the rail as well. Let's have a quick look at the scores. 2 deaths per player on the Crazy Clown side.
Nakes is not having a good game. 0 and 10. But it looks like it's very hard for him to set up anything.
I mean, this is one of the hardest opponents you're going to get. It's putting you to the test completely, but no matter what way you look at it, whatever the outcome is, this is the practice that you need. And they get themselves a 2-for-0 right there, which is really, really good.
Nakes does manage to get a frag on the board. They are 11 kills behind, though. Wiser, plenty of stack to work with, but even with the stack, like he's now got heavy and mega. In these 2v2 situations with the aiming that we can see from Crazy Clowns, yeah, good shot. They can undo that health quite significantly if they're both railing you or if they're both LGing you.
Don't like the rail switch so much. He's now got caught out when he probably could have done another 100 or so damage with the lightning gun or machine gun. He had the rail out, misses the shots, and unfortunately isn't able to continue that sort of good work that he was doing.
It is crazy sometimes how, I think, much of a seesaw effect the rail can sometimes play. Or if you have the most insane accuracy in the world, you can essentially... I love that tactical suicide from Silencep right before the power-up spawns. I agree with that decision. Now he's going to be a lot more healthy and fight for it. And there he is. He's straight back down there, and he's got the protection. What a great suicide attempt.
And that's going to be Nakes also dying. I'll switch over to Silencep, who has the item. Bit of nail gun damage. You might know that someone's over at LG. I don't know if you would have heard it. Oh, look at that.
That was cute. All right.
The flare. Only for a bit of extra machine gun damage, but with all that, he actually denied the heavy armor because he's able to chase fast enough.
Excellent.
It's little things. Little things are nice like this.
Just, it seems like even when Silencep has access to power-up, in some cases he's not even needing to be in these fights because Clawz are just landing every single rail shot, even without Silencep's help.
Oh, totally. Now, Wiser coming out with the rockets does surprise Silencep a little bit and get himself another on the board, but Clawz continuing this reign of terror. Wiser now scraping around, trying to get something. Clawz had used the piercing sight, though, to get himself that frag onto Wiser.
Excellent shot. I mean, that is the running. I actually liked that. Landing the rail and then using the teleporter, expecting to get the mid-air rail. Nice timing from Silencep, of course.
Little shake of the mouse. He wanted to hit more of the rails than he was actually landing. Clawz is like, it's all right, mate. I got your back. That's what I'm here for. But
I think this is what we're talking about, where it's like, you know, normally in like an FPS game, you would look at support as, I guess, a bit more of the traditional means, but Silencep and Clawz, they have each other's backs like non-stop. Every single part of this map, these guys are looking out for each other, even if they're not right near each other. And it's mostly built around combat skill and map awareness more than, you know, I heal you while you get kills.
Yeah. It's not like a super straightforward equation.
Oh, he's out of rails.
Well, he's got LG. Oh, there he is to click this time. He is healed up though. I've been enjoying watching Silencep, so I'm going to stick by him for a few more moments as we are leading up to the quad.
And he's got time to get the heavy, and now he's going to be able to do a little bit of fighting for quad. He's not going to be within the fight itself.
He needs to rush this one down. There's a player there, but he just pushes them away. He cannot get the last rocket, so Nick's surviving. Oh, Tribolt got a kill. What?
Excellent.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh no, it's Clawz. And Clawz has an LG and quad damage. Run for your lives.
Again, a bit more standing still. Trying to get the pummel out. I respect that.
And then he did a cute little front flip for the audience.
Here's Heavy. And now the terror continues. He's going to find one now. Oh, yeah, I'm expecting flick rails going on here.
If I saw that mid-air pummel with quad, that would have been one of the best frags I've ever seen.
He hasn't even used the piercing sight. Like, he's well within his right to do that. Quad runs out in the end. But he can consider his job done. It's 13 to 37. You know what that means, guys?
Comeback time. That's what I mean.
Elite 1, 3, 3. Come on, catch up.
I was miles away from that reference. I'm sorry. I just left you hanging so bad.
I don't want to spell it out there.
I was like, what's he talking about? Oh, yeah. Well, they made a comeback last time, so yeah, cool.
The flames are on, though, with the totem.
Oh, wow, yeah, of course. I mean... And because it's Silencep as well, like that's just a next level of control. You know, not only having control over all the pickups, getting pretty much every single power-up, being able to establish so much map dominance, you have totems that are not being destroyed. Like, he's just lost one now, but there's plenty of left on the map. Fresh off the spawn, who cares? Just get a weapon, you can heal up later.
I'm going to switch over to DNM, guys. Wise are under a bit of pressure. I think that's Clawz above with the rockets, and he's kind of feeling like a passenger in this crash at the moment.
We did just see Silencep using those totems to good use. One of them was destroyed, getting a frag, of course.
Ooh, 100 damage rail there from Nyx.
Here comes protection. Wiser, he's going to have data. He's going to undo some of that mega, missing the shot on Silencep, so he's going to undo it easily with the totem and completely bullied away from the power-up, and that's going to be a free protection. 7 frags left. I mean, we might see all 7 frags go to this protection, to be honest.
That was a
he can get LG.
Tri-bolt to rail kill that he had before. Ooh. Now he's going to decide to actually use the piercing sight. Is there going to be a double back? You bet there is.
Uh-oh. Regretting his decision. Oh, Wiser as well tries to get something going, but oh my god, the point-blank rail. Clawz.
Savage.
Showing us why he is a world champion.
Flick rail onto totem as well. I mean, just for good measure, you know. It always feels better when you get rid of them like that.
Good shot from Wise. Wiser's, I gotta say, even though this hasn't gone very well, Wiser's accuracy on this rail has been very, very impressive.
Ouch.
Maybe more accuracy on the map itself, not walking into totems, but again, there's so many on the map. I mean, like in some ways, it's like, what can he do? There's so many totems.
Silencep's rail has been brilliant though. Again, really like understated player in the community. This guy's got such a high value in any team, in 2s, in 4v4. I mean, even in duel, he's had his moments in practice periods in the past.
If there's a team mode, it feels like Silencep is always going to be right in there, on the top of the food chain in terms 100%. Of players you want.
Absolutely.
2 more frags, and this is going to be a 2-0 for Crazy Clowns, really showing us why they are the favorites to win this tournament.
And why they are the Crazy Clowns, no?
Yeah, I can dig it.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm trying to.
I know, mate. I know. Right.
I'm on board with Crazy Clowns. 100%.
Didn't even see the final frag, but they got it.
I think it was just around the corner at the end from the pub that I was on, but well done to the Crazy Clowns. They've got themselves another map in the bag, but the job is not done yet. That was their pick. 50 to 21 in the end, and again, Clawz popping off of 29 to 13. Disgusting.
In terms of, I think, frags and stuff, Nyx, he had a horrific start, but he was able to at least get, I think, more frags on the two of them. So I think even if he's not doing particularly well, there are moments where he goes, all right, look, it was a bad streak, but he's able to end it. He's not able to, I guess, let that that bad spree of constantly dying over and over, I think, continue into the entire map itself. Yeah. But the third map, I believe the third map is Blood Run.
I think you're right. I remember hearing this. So we haven't seen Blood Run at all today.
We haven't,
actually.
No, not at all.
Just the final one, and possibly the final map as well. And Dreams&Magic can do the crazy and the clowns. Never mind.
Oh no, the third map is actually Awoken, so we're not going to be seeing...
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I've just been informed.
Oh, really? Okay.
So we actually, we could potentially go this entire... You know, it's kind of surprising me, actually. We're going the entire stream without seeing Blood Run once.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know why I didn't expect it, but
pretty mental.
I guess here we are. But we have North America, so there's still plenty of time throughout the course of the stream. So Awoken, though, I mean, this is... Basically, I think this is the map of the day. We've seen some really crazy happenings on this map. I mean, Dreams&Magic, they did, just for those that just joined us, against Baltic, they had an insane map on Awoken where Dreams&Magic were significantly far behind, and it was pretty much looking like all she wrote. And then a couple of specific moments around quad, around power-up, they made some like out-of-their-mind plays and made a crazy, insane comeback. here they are in grand finals. Clearly it worked out. This was the map that made it happen.
It's got to be my favorite map of the day, actually. I know that we talked about the Ruins of Sarnath between Ice Climbers and Crazy Clowns. That was really, really awesome, but just the intensity of Dreams&Magic versus Baltic QC on Awoken was amazing, especially
now,
for a tiebreaker as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. If there's if that's how you want a final map to go, that's pretty much like the exact scenario. But we're going into this what could be final game between Crazy Clowns and Dreams&Magic Red. Dreams&Magic, they've had such an amazing day, but it does feel like so far in this grand finals, Crazy Clowns are the team to beat, and it's a bit of an uphill struggle. The two maps have shown it so far, but with this best of 5. Unfortunately for Dreams&Magic, they're in a situation now where they have no choice but to make 3 straight maps against one of the best teams in the world.
Hey, well, they managed to kick it off well. They got a kill straight away. They are eventually going to have a 1-for-2 trade, but they're on the scoreboard immediately, which is going to, well, in itself, is going to be a small relief for them.
Hey, from 13 to 6 to 1. That's, I mean, that's we're getting better, boys. We're getting better.
Clawz, again, though, with the rails right now. This is revenge for them getting the first kill. So he's going to go in on this extremely hard. Oh, what? The direct rocket through the gap.
Absolutely surgical rocket.
Woo.
Actually, well, from one to another. Wiser. His accuracy in this entire series has been most impressive.
He's been really good. Online, he's had moments where, I say online, I mean other online cups. He's had moments of brilliance, but it usually ends after like a few minutes. You kind of see this window of brilliance from him. But throughout the day, Wise has actually been performing at a really good level.
I think it's funny. It's funny that you should mention that, because I know our talking point was, you know, it's fairly obvious, I suppose, that Crazy Clowns are the favorite team going into this, and Dreams&Magic have played superbly to even get grand finals with the competition that has been in this cup. So regardless of how this result goes, Dreams&Magic are going to get a lot of very, very important data throughout fighting against this team.
How the hell did Clawz get up there?
That was, yeah, just kind of insane, really.
What on earth happened for that to occur? Sorry.
Oh, here comes the quad. But it looks like Crazy Clowns are all over it. Wiser has to try and deny it a little bit. And hang on a minute, excellent nail placement, but it's not enough. There's 2 of them. Silencep now, low to control, and the quad damage is going to be spawning. There it is. And he waits for Clawz to pick it up.
Right, he's going to have a bit of a stack. I'm just going to quickly go over. Silencep had okay health, but Clawz had better.
I think they must have assumed, well, if we have full control over the quad, why pick it up and waste like the 3 seconds it takes for you to get here? You may as well collect it, right? Save on those seconds and get as many frags as possible. Squeeze it in.
He's actually going to give up the mega health to Silencep. Probably lacking a little bit of HP and wanting to take it. Should have heard a player just then. Rail, pillars in the way. He's got a couple of seconds to go, but still lands the shot.
Just get 1 more for good measure.
Clawz 8 for 5, Silencep 8 for 2 at the moment. While I was looking at that, I'll have a look at the Dreams&Magic guys again in a few moments, but Silencep getting plenty of kills.
What I really, really enjoy watching so far, you know, it's 10-8 now, is the level of even workload that we see these guys go through. You know, I think like that's a sign for how dangerous these guys are as a two, is that they pretty much do as well as each other, even against really stiff competition.
Yeah. Silencep in some way also wants Clawz to do really well. He wants to give him that space to shine. He respects the Clawz aim. Him more than probably anyone, in fact.
Yeah, yeah. Understanding your own teammates' strengths, for sure, is like, you know, imperative at this level of play. What are they best at and how can we work around that? If we can let Clawz kind of run rampant and just frag for days, because that's by far what he's best at, and let's give him the support he needs. And again, like Galena being picked regularly, that's going to almost be like an extension of that arm. If he can be healed more often, if he can, you know, if there's the chance that someone's going to try and run away from Clawz and stand on a totem and die, if it's going to be shutting down teleporters, so Clawz has even more ways for them to get essentially cut off because they can't move around the map as well.
You can see how quickly they're trying to support each other as well when those calls come out. Like, there's a player over here. You can see Silencep reacting immediately. Over on the other side, there's Wiser, but it's kind of, these fights are broken up enough that they can move from one to another seamlessly. And it's scattered for Nakes and Wiser. I mean, I think Wiser's on fairly low HP at the moment. Let's see if I can go. Oh no, he's managed to heal up.
Yeah, healthy as hell.
But he's kind of hiding a lot right now, whereas you see Nakes just died.
I think that's because the protection's out, and Wiser's like, I don't want anything to do with that. Clawz is basically just like, oh,
get me out of the picture right now.
Clawz saying, I'll remove you and do you a favor. Oh my god. Oh, point blank! The point blank rail. I mean, that was just rude.
That was rude. Well, Silencep with protection now simmering down. He's looking for another rail. I think someone's going to appear behind him. It's going to be someone in Berserk. That LG, only allows one punch to even happen, I think.
I think Doomslayer there just seeing red, and he wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah, well, LG is a great counter, actually, to the Berserk, in fact, because he can only hit you in a sort of melee reach. If you can have that LG and keep him away with the knockback of the lightning gun, you can hit enough accuracy because your aim is, you know, very good.
And plus, when Doomslayer punches, he punches in a straight line, so you don't have to move your LG at all. Oh,
completely. So it's just coming towards you. It's almost in slow motion at that point if you're really on point with your LG.
Speaking of which, Silencep. I mean, throughout this entire grand finals, both Silencep and Clawz, their rails have been impeccable.
Oh, it's brilliant. That's one of the core aspects of how they play. And then you add it to the sort of the general hit scan then of Clawz, whose LG as well is just, I mean, it's a talent people would kill for.
Especially
it's remarkable.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. I mean, these guys are going to a $50,000 LAN in a couple of weeks. But the LG is on point, the rocket placement is on point, the rails are on point.
Oh my god. You don't usually see piercing sight used to get the mid-airs, but that was brilliant use of it.
He just wanted more opportunities to land the 6 shots. And speaking of which, quad. Clawz has the stack for quad. They're both going to try and pile in, but
oh my god,
it's not going to be as easy for them. But even with that much stack good to go, they still couldn't get anything going. This could actually be the end of the tournament. I mean, in the time it's taken for us to kind of watch this happen, only 6 minutes. Crazy Clowns are only 7 frags away from taking this entire tournament.
That's actually nuts. I don't think I've ever seen a map this fast.
Oh god. I mean, he was content letting Clawz finish it, but why has I actually got the frag there?
Oh, almost went over the pummel. I would have loved him to keep that out.
If he had the pummel for like an extra half second, that would have been so rude.
Well, Silencep's quad is gone. Oh my god, the mid-air finish as well.
Yeah, so he's feeling himself after that one. You can tell.
Such flair from Silencep.
The finesse.
And now over to Clawz. 4 frags required. He's going to back up a little bit. Silencep is in closer quarters. I mean, gets the exchange.
It's not even an unreturned frag at this point. It's a trade.
Yeah. Anything like that does not work well for them. And Clawz at this point, with the stack in hand, he could be closing out this one. He's going for the rocket jump. It looks like, oh, you're trying to pummel me on the exit. I'll show you to do that.
He was like, that's like the definition of 1 step ahead. Uh-oh, he's dead.
LG.
GG, folks. That is going to be an insanely dominant performance from the Crazy Clowns. Well played. Extremely well played. You could see that well-oiled machine was just, it was gargantuan then. And look at that, 25 frags each for Silencep and Clawz at the end. Silencep getting his moment in the spotlight too. So 25 each and 1 death separating them, I think, is the perfect example of how well they work together in 2v2. Like, what an ending note for these guys. They're going to be feeling fantastic now. They were able to take out some insanely stiff competition. Dreams&Magic worked their asses off to be here, to be fair. And it was clearly insanely hard for them. In the semi-finals, they were able to defeat Ice Climbers, who are another one of the best teams in the world that everyone's looking at going into DreamHack Tours. And Crazy Clowns making it look easy. All eyes on Crazy Clowns. I know it was a difficult road for Crazy Clowns to even get themselves to the final day. They weren't able to play the first qualifier because Clawz was sick. They managed to scrape by enough points to be part of a sort of a 3-way tie moving into the qualifier. They managed to win that one, come into this, beat the Ice Climbers, which are one of the favorite teams in Europe right now, and then come out with the win on the finals, on Dreams&Magic. It's a wonderful display, and it's like you said yourself, right? The fact they couldn't enter week number 1, it was obviously a much harder qualification process for them. But if it's, I mean, this is such a I knew they'd replay that. I knew they'd do it. But it's just such a cute play. But it's every little bit counts, you know. Oh yeah, for sure. I completely agree, because it's like you said, because these guys didn't play in week number 1. It goes to show, I think, the dominance and the talent that a team has when there is only one way they can achieve something to win, and they're able to do it without question, without argument. They just sit down, knuckle down, they play, and they just do what they have to do. In this case, it was win everything. Win that tiebreaker, beat Ice Climbers in semi-finals, which is no easy task, and then obviously take the grand finals in 3 out of 5 as well. Just, that's so rude, man. That's so sick. Absolutely sick. I'm going to watch the rest of these highlights. I mean, like, this was just one non-stop highlight. This was one non-stop highlight reel from these guys. They're absolutely phenomenal. And I know I said at the beginning of the show that these are guys who are looking to really, like,
get credit for what they do in the scene. Oh my god. Because they come out as double world championships, and there's people that are talking about the other players. It's like, no, it's not these guys who, you know, who are really the standout, the stars in the sky. It really is. They're trying to say, guys, we are the best. I mean, don't start thinking of any other player in the scene. We are the best, and if you're thinking about others, you're doing something wrong.
It's like, how much more do these guys have to do, you almost wonder? Because, you know, they're able to win so many championships, and they still were able to play well in the final lands of last year. And after that performance, I think they're going to be under everyone's microscope.
I know that Clawz&Silencep and Zron, not so much Tox, because Tox wasn't in 2Z. I know those three, they really want to play against each other in the grand finals at DreamHack Tours, because they want to say, we're better than the rest of the competition. We want us to find out between us which are the better two teams. And you know what? I don't think there's overconfidence or bravado there. I think they realistically are incredibly talented.
They believe in themselves,
and they want people to give credit for them. Credit where credit's due. They're looking stunning right now.
Now, I honestly couldn't agree more. We've got the final bracket of today. If you guys want to have one more little confirmation of what we saw, it was so good. Shout out to 04, but it was really sick. I mean, like, Ice Climbers, I personally, they were like my #1 team, and in many ways they still are, of course. I know they weren't able to win in semis, but I mean, they're still one of my #1 picks going into DreamHack by far. You just got to look at them. Right?
Does this not change that for you?
In terms of, so I think after today, I think Crazy Clowns in particular are going to be one of the absolute main picks, and I think the job was accomplished, which was this Go4. So they've won some cash. They won 700 between them, which is a nice little chunk of change for one day of Quake. That said, what really mattered today was them getting data on the competition, data on how they themselves can play in a tournament like this with the competition that is there to play against, so they can look at it realistically. How much more do they have to prepare going into this major $50,000 land?
Yeah, well, I mean, the closer it gets, the more intense that practice is going to be from every team. This is information not just for the players participating, but for all the teams that are watching. So people can start studying those habits, those plays, the ways they're supporting each other, their entry into the rooms and so on. And they can see if they can bring that to the LAN. So they hope they didn't give away any secrets during that point.
What,
you know, people study this.
What if they were able to do that and didn't even give their entire hand? You know, what if they were still able to win that tournament but keep some things close to their chest?
If they could do that, I'll be very, very impressed. But they're still, for me, two of the favorites for top 4. I'd say moving.
I think that's definitely, after that, that's a safe bet. So thank you all very much for watching this European portion. We do have the North American side of the Go4s, but on the subject of the Go4s, you guys at home can enter yourselves. It's free to enter. We do 2 qualifiers and then a monthly finals. For more information, you can go to esl.pm/QCEU. Just to remind you guys again, free to enter tournaments. All that you give up is your free time. Why not that? I mean, anyway, it's been a good tournament for Europe, but obviously this isn't the final tournament of the day. We're going to go for a bit of a long break while we set up our North American bracket, and Quake Champions 2v2 action will continue after a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Good.